Three true OnlyFans horror stories animated. Story 1.
Starting an OnlyFans was a spur of the moment decision I made.
Okay.
I was unemployed, drowning in debt. This is why I cared for the money so much that I was ready to do anything for it. It was Friday night. I had put on a cute costume and was all set to go live with my OnlyFans. Suddenly, I got a DM from a client.
Respond
Okay.
if you want a quick 1,000 bucks.
Lucifer 333. You sold your soul to the devil.
Hey, I'm live on Twitch every single Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Link is in the description. I better see you there.
Lucifer 333. I clicked on the profile. Just a username I didn't recognize. No picture, no...
I'm not gonna lie, this feminine ass voice is getting me off. This feminine voice, oh my goodness.
details, and I couldn't remember if I had interacted with him before. I don't usually respond to DMs, and I was busy getting ready for a live stream, but that amount of money got my attention. I asked.
Okay.
What's the request?
The reply came immediately.
I want you to draw something.
Hey,
I stared
wait, you want me to draw something? But I'm not an artist. What?
at the message for a second.
What? You're joking.
No, I'm serious. Draw me a picture. $1,000, no joke. Trust me.
Why can't we have that girl's voice say the girl part and the man says the man part? I don't get it.
I'd been an adult content creator for 5 years. Honestly, I've gotten a lot over that period.
But you said you just started, what, 5 years, huh? Wait, so you've been an adult content creator for 5 years, right? You couldn't have no type of blow up if you're still like shocked over $1,000 though. That's cap.
But this was maybe the weirdest request I've ever gotten. $1,000 just for some stupid drawing.
You're a liar. I know for a fact if you were any sort of importance, someone's probably told you, hey, can you send me a picture of you actively piercing your butthole? Can you please send me a picture of you throwing your tampon on a drawing of Mr. Krabs? Like, I know you've gotten weird ish like that if you were anyone like relevant.
This guy intrigued me.
I don't draw. I'm not an artist.
You don't need to be. I just want you to draw this. Do it and the money will be yours.
Draw!
Fine. What do I have to draw?
This.
He sent an image attached. I expected it to be some explicit photo, but once I opened it, I was surprised. It was a scanned image of a page from a very old book, a big circle with a pentagram inside,
Okay, nope, you can keep your money.
and a big blue eye right in the middle.
Illuminati, Satanism, yeah, bro, you need to.
I'd never seen anything like it.
What is this?
No answer. I waited, kept staring at the image, and then my eyes glanced up at the message chain, at the promised $1,000.
You're selling your
Probably
soul for
8
a
streaming
band?
sessions worth of work. And if this is his kink, who am I to judge?
You...
She done gave her soul to Satan for $1,000. Oh my lord.
just want me to draw this? Like, on paint or something?
No, on your floor with chalk.
You sure this isn't a joke?
No, it's not.
$50 was credited to my account. This guy was a freaking trip, but he wasn't kidding.
I don't have chalk.
No, need it now.
It never fails. When the mood strikes, the mood strikes.
What?
They got to get off right away. I rummaged through the desk next to my cam setup,
I don't
pushed
have
aside
chalk
random
either.
things, makeup, papers, and my toys. I found a pencil.
And my toys.
I looked at the hardwood floor in my apartment. No way that was going to work. Then I remembered and found my old purse on the floor in my closet, and
Okay.
inside it, a thick black Sharpie. I tested it on the floor. Bingo. I messaged him back.
Will a marker work?
Again, the reply was immediate.
Yes, as long as I can see it. Draw big.
Calm down, my guy. Horniness does strange things to a man. Well,
There's no way this person is this oblivious. There's no way.
Well, fine. It wouldn't take me more than a minute.
Their name is Lucifer. That's their username.
Okay, drawing now.
I pulled up the pic he sent me on my phone and kneeled on the floor next to my bed, pulled aside the carpet, put the Sharpie to the hard wood, and began to draw. It showed up pretty well. I turned down the lights and took a photo of it with a flash, then sent it to Lucifer 333.
How's this?
No reply.
Huh?
Still nothing. Then my phone buzzed. $1,000 credited to my account.
Hey, so he sent you $1,050. Nice. You sold your soul for $1,050. That's how much your soul worth.
He then replied,
Yes! You did so well!
bloody hell. I just made more money than I did in the last month of camming.
I'm glad you like it.
This guy was probably pleasuring himself to a circle I just drew in Sharpie on my dirty apartment floor right now.
You've been doing this for 5 years and you have not made over $1,000 while camming? You need to get out of the industry. Get a job. For the love of God, get a job. Like, come on now.
I thought. Thinking we were done, I moved to start my live stream, but then he surprised me.
Want to make 5K tonight?
What? You mean 3K more?
No, I mean 5K more.
Okay, duck the live stream. This guy could pay my bills for life.
Anything for you, Lucifer.
Awesome.
What the fuck is that sentence? What the fuck is that sentence? Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, hell no, bro. It's a wrap, bro. Her coochie's gonna be drowning in hell.
I just need you
All
to say
types
something
of
and
flames.
videotape
Red,
it.
blue, orange
I'm not
flames.
gonna lie. This request was another curveball.
What do you want me to say, Daddy?
I replied to spice things up a bit. Okay, it was a shot in the dark, but a pretty substantial portion of my clients like it, and I kind of like it too. Suddenly, a message popped up. I wrinkled my brow reading it, because it looked like complete nonsense.
Reggae Satanas.
That shit says Hail Satan. How did you wrinkle your eye? Can you not read?
A body has been discovered.
He has her doing spells.
Ave Satanas. Hail Satanas. Say it. Say it 3 times.
I started thinking about this. Maybe this
Oh,
dude
now
is
you're
into
thinking.
gothic stuff. I mean, people are into weird things, and this wasn't my first time dealing with it.
Is Gothic like directly connected to Satanism? Is that what this is? I mean, I wouldn't know, but I thought Gothic was, I don't know what Gothic is. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, I'm not gonna get to lying. But I don't feel like Gothic is directly connected to Satanism.
But still, something felt off. This was weird. Another message snapped me out of it.
Please, I need it.
Another $500 credited to my account.
That's just for you. I'll give you 5K more.
Man, he is desperate. I couldn't say no anymore.
Why?
I started the recording and began saying the lines.
Rege Satanas. Ave Satanas. Hail Satanas. Rege Satanas. Ave Satanas. Hail Satanas.
As I got done with the 3rd time, my night lamp exploded. The power went out and I stood in the darkness in front of my laptop. A shiver ran down my spine
Karma.
as my room suddenly got too cold.
W
I
Karma.
messaged the guy,
What is all this? What did you make me do?
but he didn't reply. My head began to feel dizzy.
W
My
Karma.
stomach hurt like something was trying to come out of me. I rushed to the bathroom, but fell on the floor even before reaching it. My eyes rolled into my head, and a stroke of bile hit my throat.
Hey, Hey, I'm
As
eating,
I vomited,
buddy.
I saw in my inner vision I was floating in an infinite space filled with nothing but fire.
What?
The riding flame touched my skin and started burning it.
Oh, she's in hell. Okay. Damn. That shit got tragic.
I could smell the smoky flesh and felt excruciating pain.
Hey.
It was like I was thrown into an incinerator to burn alive.
Hey.
I wanted to scream,
That's what happens.
but instead of voice,
You turned into
molten
a
lava
dragon.
came out of my mouth. The fire was eating me inside out. Suddenly, the face of my mom flashed in front of my eyes, and I screamed.
Dear Lord, save me!
And now you calling to Jesus. After you sold your soul for $1,000, now you calling to Jesus when you got your karma. Ain't that nasty? This shit fake as hell. Oh, we already know. You watch a movie knowing it's fake. Hey, just sit back and enjoy the show, man.
Everything went black after that. I woke up hours later on the floor. My skin had red, burnt wounds. My head was throbbing, and no matter how much I tried, I couldn't get up. Suddenly, my eyes went to the floor, and I saw a curled up piece of fleshy discharge, reeking like death.
Fleshy discharge? Like coochie discharge? Huh?
What the hell came out of my mouth? I was beyond terrified. I somehow got up and went to my laptop. The guy was still there and had sent me tons of messages.
Did you do it? Send me the audio clip. Where did you go? Hello? Don't you want my money?
But I had enough. I blocked him and went offline. For the next few days,
Did you get a
I
real
suffered
job?
from fever, sudden vomiting, and severe headaches.
But did you get a real job?
A week later, when I finally got well, I rubbed off the symbol he made me draw.
It took
I
you
also
a
deleted the
week?
recording from my phone. Not just that, I even did some research on the symbol. What I found gave me chills. It was a symbol to summon the dark spirits.
How you do research after writing the symbol and after doing a chant? Huh?
Basically, the freak made me perform a satanic occult ritual in my own house without my knowledge.
How did you?
Those out there, storming your life through the world of the internet, I only have one thing to say to you. No matter what anyone says, learn to set boundaries in your life online. Or else, God knows where will you end up.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. If so, please leave a like. And also, a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you want to support this channel and make this channel reach the 1 million mark, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can change your mind later.
Sometimes I sit down and then I'm engulfed with the smell of my sweaty nut.
Enjoy.
OnlyFans used to be such a
Okay. Oh, wow. I know your OnlyFans ain't doing good.
popular platform. It used to be a place where models could make a lot of money by posting videos and pictures for their fans. Maybe it was still like this for the really popular models, but not for me. I've used this platform for years, but never really made that much money. I was always just kind of scraping by. Recently, things had gotten even worse. My subscriber count was dwindling, and I was barely making enough to pay my bills.
So now
I had to do something to make some quick cash. And one day, a subscriber sent me a message that gave me a brilliant idea.
And it was...
Why not mesh my love for horror movies with my OnlyFans account? I could
on some Twilight is just start pouring fake blood all over your breast and be like, oh, you like this? Some people get off to that.
create horror stories that my subscribers could pay to watch.
So like a skit maker.
I've mentioned my love for horror stories on my OnlyFans page before, and some of my loyal fans still knew that I loved all things horror.
Why don't you use your love for horror to make some extra cash? It's a unique business model that you could totally cash in on. Seductive horror flicks that only your subscribers like me have access to.
Seductive horror flicks? Oh my God, that sounds nasty. Michael Myers with his axe just like chopping you like, oh yeah, you like that. Oh yeah. No, that's nasty.
I read the message over and over again, and it finally clicked. That's exactly what I would do. I would create horror stories for my fans to enjoy.
She couldn't get away
for a
looking like a
price.
witch though.
The first few films were really basic, just some scary, shaky movie shots paired with my alluring nature. But soon, I decided to up the ante and make things more interactive. I started filming with other people, and we would act out horror scenes from some of my subscribers' fantasies. Things were going really great.
What? Ain't alluring? Yeah, you just yapping, bro. Fantasies. People have fantasies of horror characters. Oh, it's talk like that makes me want to stay in my house.
From some of my subscribers'
Like,
fantasies.
look at this.
Things were going really great at first. My subscribers were loving the new content, and I was making more money than ever before. But then one day, things took a turn for the worse. It was the day I received another message from the original subscriber who had suggested the whole idea.
Do you think I could be a part of one of your horror films? I have some great ideas.
I responded with a simple,
Sure.
not thinking much of it.
Why?
I mean, what harm could it do? But little did I know that this fan had something much more sinister.
What harm could it be letting a random person online, you know, come try to shoot some films with me? A random person who has no social media. A random person who hit me up on OnlyFans. I don't know, the amount of red flags is... It's a lot.
In mind. We first met up at a Starbucks in my town. As I sat down at the table, I noticed the man in front of me was slightly
I forgot his name. He's from the 100 though. Who? Kane. He looks like Kane.
pudgy with an unkempt beard. He was definitely not my type, but I didn't want to be rude.
Kane or
We
Jasper?
talked for a bit, and he told me some of his
You
idea
have
of my type.
no
but
right to say anyone's not your type. What? Because what do you have going on here?
I didn't want to be rude. We talked for a bit.
He
and
low-key
told me
looks better than you. All he has to do is some skincare. He don't even, he just needs to trim out his shave a little bit. He look better than you though.
some of his ideas for the film. They were all really dark and twisted, and I have to admit that they did give me the chills. But that is what horror is really about, right?
I've got quite a lot of expensive camera equipment. We could use my place to film too. I'm a part-time landlord, so I've got an empty apartment that we could use.
I mulled it over for a bit. His ideas were good and his offer was tempting, but something inside me just didn't feel right.
Good.
I had a bad feeling about this whole thing, but I couldn't shake it. Still, I ended up saying yes.
What?
Big mistake. We started
Yes,
filming
it
that
was.
very
How do you say, oh, I have a bad feeling about all this? Let's do it. Sometimes I just wonder how people's brains work. What is your thought process?
night, and things were going great at first. The dude actually had a really cool setup, and the entire process was going well, until I received a notification on my phone. Why are you streaming this on OnlyFans? I thought you were making a movie. I stared at the message on my phone, confused.
What's the matter, sweet? Is everything okay?
What?
We only have a few more scenes.
Are we streaming this, Darren?
As I stared at him, a change came over his face. Anger filled every crevice of his being, and he slammed his hand on the door of the apartment.
Who told you? Who told you I was streaming this?
Before I could answer, he lunged at me, and everything went black.
What?
I woke up tied to a chair with a bright light shining on my face. I squinted against the light, trying to make out where I was. It looked like I was...
This story don't make no damn sense. Like, it's not adding up. It doesn't make a lick of sense.
in some sort of basement, and then I saw him, Darren. He was sitting in a chair across from me, holding my phone.
How does the person know that you were
the
he
real
was streaming?
horror movie is going to begin, my sweet. My kitten, my model. You're going to be the star of a real horror movie, darling. I'll cut you loose now. Try to escape if you can.
He released me from the chair and I tried to run, but he was already behind me, his hand wrapping around my throat. He flung me to the ground, all the while holding his camera and pointing it at me.
And action.
I stumbled to my feet and ran away.
What is this build? What is this character build?
Away from him, but he was right behind me, laughing maniacally the whole time. He chased me through the basement.
He has
laughing
one of the most terrifying builds of a freak. Like, he about 6'2", buff, and he afraid. Like, this is prime. This is a prime predator. If predators were all built like this, I don't know how we function in society, bro.
Maniacally the whole time. He chased me through the basement, and I could hear his heavy breathing as he ran after me. I was about to give up. I stumbled to a halt, but I heard him panting behind me, a knife in his hand as he ran with the camera in the other.
Where do you think you're going? The show's just getting started.
I turned around to face him, and that's when I saw it. The glint of the knife in the light, the madness in his eyes. And then he was upon me, stabbing me over and over as I screamed for help. The last thing I remember was him holding me close as I bled out, the camera still rolling the whole time. When I woke up, I was tied to a chair again. I felt numb all over, and my vision was blurred. I could hear Darren's voice, but it sounded distant.
It's lucky I didn't get too carried away, isn't it? We still need a promo video, don't we, my sweet?
How does he have blood on his eyeballs? There's no way he'd keep his eye open if that was the case.
I saw Darren's sickly face in front of me, a grin spreading across his fat cheeks as he watched me. Looking down, I saw my bloodied body, roughly bandaged up in an attempt to keep me alive. He stood above me,
this story just
his
nasty.
grin on his face and a camera
How is
still in
he-
his
how
hand
is
as
he
he
still
cackled
alive?
in my face.
Honestly, like, when you're built different, you can just survive things like that. Like, I remember, like, I probably could survive something like that just because of the way I was built and the way I was contracted when I was in the womb.
Face, and he taunted me again and again, making fun of me each time I felt myself drifting to the edge of reality. I could feel myself fading, feel myself slipping away as I complied with his demands and did everything he told me to.
Don't worry, the pain will go away soon. If
How
you
do
don't
you
want me
know
to make
that?
it worse, though, you'll do as I say.
What?
Now, if you're watching this, it means to only
1,000K of my murder? You're alive. What are you?
fans. And if you're a subscriber, then you're one of the lucky ones who gets to see it.
What? What the f are they talking about?
The world of OnlyFans has always caught my attention. Not to consume it, but for the money that can be earned there. I have a lot of female friends who have OnlyFans.
Is this shot necessary? Is this needed?
And all of them are troubled by the same things. The stalkers, the competition, and the misogyny.
Misogyny.
That always made me think, what if I opened
Misogyny.
my OnlyFans? Being a man, I wouldn't have to put up with any of this. On the platform, men are much fewer, and the women who enter OnlyFans are usually calmer. If one of them decided to harass me, I could quietly contain her, or so I thought. My success was almost instantaneous. Soon, I started to make a lot of money. I didn't
Sure, buddy.
even have to strip completely naked, but I was willing to do it.
Hey, woman in chat, let's turn you on. Y'all like these? This is what y'all like?
My only regret was that I didn't do this sooner. Or at least, that was until Gabby showed up. The day I met her, I was
Gabby.
walking down the street and she jumped out at me. She told me her name was Gabby and that she was a big fan of mine and that she was one of the first people to send me money. I, of course, was nice to her and chatted for a while, but as I was leaving, I noticed that she...
I just wonder how conversations go when someone meets you and you're known for sexual content. Like, how does that go? It can't go good.
kept looking at me as if she was waiting for something else to happen with that encounter. During the following days, something strange started to happen. I started receiving very violent messages from a Miss G. Some said that it was her fantasy to tie me to a bed and set me on fire. Other messages said that she wanted to beat me until she disfigured my beautiful face and then feed me to her dogs.
Miss G, I'm calling the authorities.
And others said she was watching me, always. Some of them described how I was dressed and what I did that day. Others described what was going on in the privacy of my home. This person was a stalker, and although I admit I was a little afraid of her.
Miss Gabby.
For the next few days, I walked the streets a little worried, watching for anyone who might be watching me. It wasn't many days before I saw her again.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I can't believe I ran into you again.
If I ran into a fan twice on the street, I might have to shoot y'all because I don't know. I at that point I don't think it's a jokey joke. I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, I think I'm gonna be getting stalked. So I'm gonna let y'all know, like, y'all have one time to see me. If I see you again,
Cut it! Who do you think you are to send me those messages? So, you're gonna set me on fire. Are you gonna feed me to the dogs?
I don't know what you're talking about. I never wrote anything like that.
Oh, come on, Miss G. Do you think I don't have a brain? Every day you send me these messages and, oh surprise, you're the only person I come across. The only person who knows where I live. If you send me one more message, I swear you'll pay for it.
so he just pressed this woman with no proof of nothing. He just pressed this woman no proof of a damn thing.
Understand?
Crying, Gabby just nodded and left. At that moment, I had a lot of doubts. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed her jacket like that. I must admit, I got very upset. I was scared. However, all my doubts were cleared up when I saw Gabby from a distance. She was rubbing the part of her jacket I grabbed with her face with a sickly smile.
Okay,
When I got
so he was
home,
right.
I
My
decided
fault.
this was no longer my ideal job. After taking a day to think about it, I decided to close my OnlyFans account for good. But a few hours after I did, my doorbell rang. For a moment, I
Gabby's a fiend. Gabby's a fiend, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
thought it might be Gabby, but when I looked through the camera, it was a grandmother.
Okay, so it's not.
Excuse me.
Okay, so it was or wasn't Gabby, or is this the real? I don't
Young
know who's the
man,
one who's the problem.
I think I got lost. I was walking with my son and suddenly he was no longer there.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
What?
You are a young and carefree boy. May I take the liberty of asking you to accompany me to look for him?
No.
I know he's nearby.
Of course.
No!
Let me get my keys.
Before I go, could I ask you for a glass of water? I'm very shocked.
Of course. Come in. I'll get you a glass right away.
Come in.
I have a grandmother her age too, so I understand the desperation of losing her. I had to help this lady.
What the hell? Why does
As
she
I poured
look
the
like
glass
that?
of water, thinking about where to go, my thoughts were interrupted when I felt cold water on my neck. Suddenly, I began to feel dizzy and lose consciousness. When I turned around, Grandma was behind me with a huge smile on her face.
You shouldn't have closed your account. I'm Miss G, but you can call me Miss Granny. Nice to meet you.
After that, I fell to the floor.
That was dumb. That's yeah, he that was well deserved on his part. He invited her in. I mean, there are so many other people she could have asked. It's just no.
And hit my head, but
Not
I
the
didn't
dogs.
feel anything.
Oh yeah, he done. Oh, he about to get fed.
When I opened my eyes,
They about to-
I felt
he
like
about
I
to
had
feed
slept
him.
for hours. I was still dizzy. I couldn't think clearly.
He got drugged
What had
by
they
a
injected
granny.
me with? I tried to move my body, but it did not react. This time, it wasn't because of the effects of the syringe, though. I was tied up on a bed.
You finally woke up.
What you doing?
I was still having trouble speaking.
I'm just living my fantasies. I told you I was going to tie you up and set you on fire. Remember?
No.
Unfortunately, I don't have dogs to throw you to.
Aww,
I'm not an animal
that's
lady.
lame.
I'm sorry I lied to you. What I do have
Hey, so you tied me up here and you a cap artist. If you're not gonna do what your plan, then let me go until you have your enough equipment for your plan.
is a lighter and some alcohol.
I wanna live.
Oh, don't be selfish, boy. It's enough that you closed your account without my permission.
The old woman throws some alcohol on the back of the mattress with a lighter and lights it. The fire advances very
R.I.P.
slowly.
What's your name?
I tried
Antonio?
to move and escape,
R.I.P.
but it was
Antonio, bro.
useless. My body was too weak.
It's raps.
Oh, are you trying to escape? That's not very polite. You know, I was going to inject you with another dose so that you don't suffer. But as I see so much energy in you,
What?
I think I won't use it.
The fire was slowly advancing across the mattress. It was not near me, but the heat was beginning to reach my feet. In my last moments, I
R.I.P.
stared into Grandma's
Antonio,
eyes,
man.
full of joy.
How did you write this story if you dead?
But to my surprise, a silhouette was behind her.
Gabby?
When the lady turned around, a knife pierced her neck. It was...
Of course. Yep. Of course Gabby's here, because that makes sense. Of course a random granny, you know, sedates me in my house, because, you know, grannies be on OnlyFans, right? Because grannies know the internet, how the internet works that much, right? Of course the granny, you know, ties you to the bed, lights you on fire. Somehow she carried your body to her car. Somehow she carried your body to her house. No one asked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that happened. Gabby found the address. Lord knows how that happened. Yep. It all makes sense.
Gabby.
Get away from him, witch!
Without resisting, the lady just fell to the floor.
I'm sorry I came into your house, but I saw everything. I couldn't leave you alone with her.
Thank you. Please, help me.
How did you see everything? Yo, you got
Quickly,
too many problems,
Gabby
bro.
slashed the knots with the knife. I was free. I jumped off the bed and, still dizzy, began to crawl out.
She
Hey,
followed him.
Maybe it's not as bad as you think.
What?
You don't love me the way I love you. And that won't change, even after I've saved you. I disgust you.
Gabby. No.
But I still have a chance to stay with you forever. If we both burn together, our bodies will be one.
What the fuck are you talking about? You just saved me from being burned, and now you want me to be burned. What are you?
We could be immortalized in that bed.
What?
It's already decided. You'll go back to bed, but with me.
As she said this, Gabby rushed to me and tried to lift me. I had regained some strength, but not enough to escape. She started dragging me towards the burning bed, but I found one last glimmer of hope. On my way to the bed, I grabbed the syringe from the old woman's lifeless hand and stuck it into Gabby's leg. She fell, and I began to crawl out of the house faster and faster. Behind me, Gabby refused to faint. She stood up and was limping towards my position at great speed. She was catching up, but when she was in front of me, she gave way and fell, and with my last effort, I escaped from the house.
Uh-huh. Is that right? I don't know which story is the most unbelievable. And I don't know which
Neighbors came quickly to help me and pulled me away from the house that was beginning to burn. A few minutes later, the firemen arrived before the house burned to the ground. Gabby survived the fire, but with several burns and was about to face a murder and harassment trial. Even though she saved me, I will not forgive her for trying to kill me, so I plan to follow this trial to its conclusion. Who knows what she would do to me if she were to go free. For my part, I will never create an OnlyFans account again. If there's one thing I learned from this experience, it's
don't trust sex addicts. Don't trust with anyone who has any form of addiction, period, but especially addiction to anything sexual.
That madness has no face, no gender, and no age. It can be behind anyone. And when you least expect it, it can catch up with you.
I mean, at least they gave a knife life lesson. You know, it was better than most Starman life lessons. So I'll give you a round of applause to that. That was a good lesson. That was the only one with a good lesson, though. Because the first one with the lady who was talking to demons, that was just idiocy. The second one, I don't even remember the second one. What was the second one, chat? That's what the mask is. I can't get up on my mattress.